face is beautiful. And that is totally Alicia's face from Honkai Impacted. It is the same character. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven from X Krogani Studio today with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 15th to 20th of June 2026. And for this week, there are not too many new stuff on pre-order, though we have a bit more third-party resin figures and they are going crazy with Wuthering Waves again. However, this is not necessarily a bad thing because if we have too many tempting figures on pre-order every week, then our wallets wouldn't survive the year. So without further ado, let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, which would be licensed genuine PVC figures. Of course, you can pre-order these on OSGK as well if you wish. And starting off with the first one here, 1x4 scale Fairy Tail Mira Jane Strauss. Bunny version, 35,000 yen by Freeing, releasing in December. Yep, this December, so just less than 6 months away, and this is your ordinary bunny girl figure, nothing special going on. To fans of Fairy Tail, I guess you might want it because there are not too many Fairy Tail figures that I can think of outside of pop-up raids and Freeing 1x4s. Yeah, there were a few 1x7 skill premium figures that came out a few years ago, but compared to the likes of Azur Lane or Hatsune Miku, their numbers are really few and far in between. So to the fans of this anime, I can understand why you may want it. For me, yeah, plain bunny girl ain't paying 35,000 yen for it. Moving on to the next one, wow. Big melons again, right? 1x6 skill Co-X Succubus illustration by Pochiko Unohana. This is by a figure brand from China called Cat Noodle, a very new brand. I think their first appearance in an anime figure event like One Fest was sometime early last year. Like last year's One Fest Winter was the first time we saw this company showing up with a new name. They have a few figures on pre-order and I think maybe 1 or 2 figures are already released by now. Not many, which means very new figure brand and I barely know a thing about it. But what we can see obviously is that if you look at everything they have on pre-order currently, all of them are original characters. Could be their own original character, or in this case there is a specific artist behind it. And their figures are kinda on the lower side of the pricing scale, roughly 15,000 yen or less. Yep, this one as well, 14,500 yen, releasing in July 2027. Not my thing, way too big, right? The melons, but if this is your kind of thing, I would say not really a bad pre-order. For me, there is no harm waiting until after release for something like this because I don't see the demand to be that high. Especially if you have the option of pre-ordering or purchasing something from a Chinese seller instead of a Japanese website. Moving on to the next one here, coming from Kawa Design. I'm loving the fact that this brand is picking up characters from Guna games, including Azur Lane, Nikkei, yep, and now they are making Diablos core figures. Marie Rouge, Rakubai no Utage, 18,000 yen, releasing in May next year. So there are 2 versions of this figure which almost looks identical from a distance, but there is a small difference actually. The next version here, they call it wet version. You need to move in closer and then you'll start seeing all these streaks of water flowing down her oppai, around her neck and so on. Yeah, sweaty, right? Of course, I would go for the wet version given the choice because sweaty anime figures are not common at all. You don't see these coming from Japanese companies. Like, when was the last time we saw one? I really can't recall any. Yes, there was a Daiki Kogyo figure which gave us the option of normal matte skin or very glossy shiny skin, glossy shiny skin, you know, the lube they pour on the actresses in JAVs, Japanese animal videos. So those kinds of differences, like lube skin, shiny glossy, and matte skin, yes, we saw those from Japanese brands, but this kind of sweaty look with streaks of water flowing down Yeah, that is the first time I'm seeing this, I think. So this is a no-brainer for me. I would take the wet version simply for being different from any other figures out there. But in terms of the character design, this is not as attractive to me, maybe because of the color of her hair, dark brown, and depending on how they paint it, they could end up making the face a tad bit too dark, which is the case over here. The opie, the backside is brighter than the face, partly because of the hair being responsible for it. And no narrow from Nikkei, the 1/7 scale figure by Flare has the same exact problem, where the hair is making the face look very dark. I believe that figure just came out like within a month. This past month, and I couldn't find it in stock yet. But moving on to the next one here, coming from Hobby Sakura, 1/7 scale Miko Shoujo Miko Race Queen version, deluxe edition, which comes with a wall scroll. And I'm just putting the picture over here without the wall scroll, but this one does include one, 23,000 yen, releasing in February 2027, and that is one heck of an interesting race queen outfit, where she's wearing normal shirt but kinda translucent. Maybe the material is very thin, so you get this see-through effect where her opai are almost exposed, except there are two, what do you call that, two items for you to pull it. Interesting race queen design. Like, I've never seen anything like this before, and I welcome that. These artists, they can be very creative with their outfit designs. So I can see this one being quite popular with some collectors. I ain't buying any original art figures at the moment. Yeah. Do I want one? Of course. Just that there are other more important things to buy. And here is the standard or regular edition at 21,000 yen without the wall scroll. If I were to pick one up, I would be content with regular edition, really. Moving on to the next one here, Hatsune Miku Music and Fireworks version by Good Smile Company. Yep, we just saw this in Good Smile Fest 2026 a couple of weeks ago. And if I remembered correctly in that video, I said that this one would be at least 25,000 yen. Seems like I'm pretty spot on over here. 25273 yen. Yeah, June release 2027. I mean, when you look at new anime figures on pre-order every week, and then you look at the prices, and then you just guess it based on the complexity of the figure, you wouldn't get it that wrong when you guess the price of a figure, right? So I I feel this figure being a tad bit way too expensive for what it is, even though I guessed the price correctly. But this is Miku we're talking about. Pre-order it if you want it, because a lot of Miku scale figures today, they really go up in value after release. If they don't, the price remains constant. Like, they don't get discounted much. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, we have three figures from Love Live Hasuno Sora Jugakuen School Idol Club. Right, Furio is making Love Live figures now. At least from this series Jugakuen School Idol Club. Yeah. Rurino Osawa 19,000 yen, releasing in March 2027. This looks like a younger Arashiki girl or Tosakarin with blonde hair, but yeah. I'm not a fan of the newer Love Live series compared to the older ones. Next one here, Kaho Hinoshita from the same Love Live, 19,000 yen March release. See, the character designs are so simple. Compared to the kind of fancy idol outfits the previous generations wore, this one is a tad bit, ordinary. And the third one here, Sayaka Murano, 19,000 yen, releasing in March as well. They're all wearing the same outfit, isn't it? Yeah, the same outfit. But if you buy at least one, no, you will be buying all three if you choose to collect them, isn't it? It feels incomplete. No, I call this incomplete set anxiety disorder or something, where when there's a set of five anime figures and you have one or two characters missing, then you will feel uneasy about it. You don't like that feeling. That's what I call it, incomplete set anxiety disorder. Of course, my own words. I coined this term myself. Anyways, 19k each is reasonable. And for full Rio, you guys know my opinions about their figures can be hit or miss, and they tend to bargain bin a lot. Full Rio and Phoenix scale figures, yeah. Up next, Kotobukiya 1/7 scale. Is this Lilia LYA, is it? Or Liljia or Lila? Anyways, I am not pronouncing the name correctly, obviously. I'll just call it Lilia, right? Lilia Katsuragi Hakusen from the Idol Master Gakuen, 22,000 yen, releasing in December. Okay, I forgot to check whether there are any Kotobukiya exclusives for an extra faceplate. I'm gonna guess yes, there is one. Yeah, so always double check with Kotobukiya online store whether there is an exclusive version for literally any scale figure they announce to be on pre-order. Literally any, yeah. Another plain idol figure. Prices from Kotobukiya, as you can see, not very cheap nowadays. No, they used to be a slightly more budget option compared to most other scale figure brands, but nowadays their prices are increasing fast as well. 22k is a tad bit too much for this, but maybe, yes, licensing cost. Up next, what do we have here? We are now in low budget figure category and continuing with Kotobukiya stuff. Oshiworks Eren Yeager, final season Attack on Titan, 8,000 yen, releasing this December. Yeah, the same problem with male figures from this brand Kotobukiya. And I am including the premium scale figures whenever they make a scale figure or any figure of a male character. The outfit tend to lack in shading. It is like they look cheap in a way. Yes, I'm including the Art FX series of 1/8 scale figures. This is low budget. Of course, it is not going to look detailed, but the face looks okay. And the next one here, 1/8 scale Livio, the Double Fang Trigun Stampede Oshiworks. 8,000 yen, December release. This one looks pretty nice actually, but yes, the outfit is going to be plain black, plain dark gray. And it is not like we have much of a choice. Like, are there any scale figures of this character? I don't think so. Yeah, not at the moment. Moving up next, this is the best seller on Ami this week, and I am not too surprised. We are talking about the first ever licensed Cyrene figure from Honkai Star Rail, but this is unfortunately a Myethos Gift Plus 1/8 scale. Yes, I said unfortunately because of the scale 1/8 feels a bit small by today's standards, though there's nothing wrong with 1/8. 10 years ago, no, not 10 years, 15 years ago, back in the 2010s, 1/8 scale was the normal scale for premium scale figures. Yeah. So this is called the Wonderful Holiday version, 6,800 yen January release, and there is a lot of detail going on for something costing this little. Face is beautiful, and that is totally Alicia's face from Honkai Impacted. It is the same character. Pearlescent paint with color gradients with weathering, beautiful. Yeah, it is no wonder that this is a best seller. Please, we need a premium 1/7 of this for roughly maybe 20,000 yen or so. Right, moving on to the next one here. This pair of Tenitol figures from Full Rio this week are amazing. I love it. So we have Tenitol Tall Rika Takarada Sportswear version from Gridman Universe, 9,500 yen, releasing in March 2027. You see, this is not a detailed figure. I can see that there is a lack of shading in her dark blue hair over here, and even on her sports singlet or jersey. I heard that the word singlet is not a thing over in the UK or even in the US. You guys call it a tank top, right? Over here, we call it a singlet. Yes. Anyways, they are using decals and these color stripes to make her look more detailed, but if you look closer, shading is very light or almost non-existent on the shirt, on the outfit, but the figure is still beautiful, not a problem, and at this price point, not going to complain too much. And the same thing applies to this Akane Shinjo sportswear version, 9,500 yen, releasing in March as well. It is detailed in its own way, These pair of figures are amazing. I really should pick a couple of Tenitol figures up, and if I do, this pair of figures are like the top candidates right now because I like detailed stuff. Just that, Tenitol figures, for some reason, when I look around in Chinese websites and also in the aftermarket, their prices tend to be a bit high, surprisingly. So we'll see, because depending on where you look, some of these Tenitol figures, their pricing, they are creeping into no entry level premium skill figure territory pricing. I won't pay that kind of price. I think around 500 Chinese yuan or so, 500 plus would be reasonable for something like this. Just that, sometimes I compare to premium scale figures that has bargain binned, the ones that came out 2 or 3 years ago and nobody wanted them, so the price went down. Those can be found at around 500 plus Chinese yuan as well, which is around 10 to 12,000 yen, which makes the decision really hard. Yeah, and I tend to lean towards the premium scale figures because they used to be more expensive products in the past. And the last figure here on HLJ this week, Honkai Star Rail 3B, Chibi Chara Yura Yura stand. Yep, this bouncy thing that Apex Toys is making, 4,100 yen, releasing in February. Normally, I wouldn't cover this kind of thing because it is not a scale figure, not a pre-painted scale figure in general, but this is Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, very popular. Now we move on to Ami Ami for our next section, which includes a couple of Ami Ami exclusives, and later on, yes, Ami Ami age restricted section, which is something HLJ is not selling, 18 plus stuff. So the first one here from Skill, this is an Ami Ami exclusive, Suave Original Tactical Bride Awayuki. Tactical Bride. I like this concept, like wedding outfit, but with armor, with swords, with katanas. Okay. Just that the entire figure is quite monotonous. Not sure if I like that. 34,000 yen. Ouch. Releasing in May 2027. Now, this is very expensive, but yeah, a lot of details and complexity with this figure. She looks great. Even from the front, from the side, she looks amazing from various different angles. Like, if I have unlimited budget, yes, I would want this figure because I find it very aesthetically pleasing and also very photogenic. But 34k for an original character is a tough pill to swallow. Why did this have to be an exclusive? Like Skill, why? You guys make amazing figures. Your staff probably sell on their own. You don't have to make this exclusive. Yeah. One of the best skill figures on pre-order this week, actually. Moving on to the next Ami Ami exclusive, with Brown Dust 2 Bikini Agent Sylvia. Bikini Agent. Right, 22,000 yen by Cerberus Project. This is a name that does not come by very often, but they have been around for many years. Cerberus Project, releasing in July 2027. Yeah, I suppose that a couple of shells being used as bikini is pretty unique, but overall, this is far from my favorite Brown Dust 2 figure. A tad bit too simple. Like, if the price is a tad bit lower, I might give this a serious look. But this figure could be pretty difficult to review on YouTube. I'm sure they don't like it. Anyways, this is all you get, no cast off, unfortunately. Moving on to the next one right here. Wow, okay. So this is the most expensive figure this week. Pharaoh Girl, illustrated by Love Kakao, 1x4 scale, deluxe edition. 99,000 yen. After a generous 6,000 yen discount. Coming from Hobby Sakura and a branch called Skin Studio. First time I'm hearing this name. February 2027 release. Now, of course, I've seen people complaining about the price. What the heck? Right? But please to remember that this is a resin statue. This is not PVC. It is resin with polyurethane parts as the skin. So, the price of 100k is about right for a licensed 1x4 scale resin statue. Like, look at the list of materials being used to manufacture the figure in the description below before you jump on it and complain about the price. I can kind of understand. And since I cover third-party resin figure news every week as well, I'm not too surprised anymore by this kind of price tag. Yeah. Beautiful. Very beautiful, but 100k for an original character, even at 1x4, is a bit hard to justify unless you really love the character over here or the artist behind it. Yeah, and there is a regular edition, 97,000 yen. Yep, when you're paying 100k for a figure or a statue, what does 2,000 yen make? I mean, what difference does it make, right? Probably includes a wall scroll, obviously, this kind of price difference. So go all out if you want this thing. I tend to prefer regular edition because I don't like hanging stuff on my walls. Too much wallpapers are not nice. Like they leave behind stains on my wall, or I have to drive so many nails into my wall. But when you're buying something this expensive, go all out. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, Chill Fic Movie. Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilya Leaked Nameless Girl. 6-pack box. Yep. 6 figures from Prisma Ilya for 16,000 yen, releasing in December 2026. As for the quality over here, expect something very close to a price figure. Won't be any better. And this is coming from a brand called Vision, right? They make figures in sets of 6 like this, and you have to pre-order them as a set, purchase them as a set. Well, for people on a budget but wants to collect multiple figures, not necessarily a bad purchase, right? Just that detail levels are low. Can tell from these pictures. I don't even have to zoom in. These are price figure level quality. Look at the red color here, plain red color. No detail, no shading whatsoever. Yeah. At least their faces look good, mostly. I do have a problem with this face of Chloe or Kuro. Slightly off, but every other character looks fine to me. Moving up next, we have Ami Ami exclusive. And this thing is on the front page of Ami Ami, not age restricted section, but it is customable. Pink Charm 1x6 scale Gugudo Blanc. 30,000 yen, releasing this November. It is incredible that these edgy figure brands can release a figure in 5 or 6 months, and the quality control is way better than the likes of Good Smile or Alter in many cases because of their manufacturing volume quite low, I guess. Yeah, Pink Charm is also a very highly regarded 18 plus figure brand. Normal bunny girl to me. Yeah, but at least you can cast it off. Moving on to the next one. Okay, this figure caught me off guard. Like this figure, we have seen the teaser pictures a few weeks back. Like Anigame has been heavily promoting this figure over the past few weeks, and I shared the pictures before as well. Just that I wasn't aware of this figure of I-404 pre-order opening back on Monday, which was almost a week ago. I wasn't aware of it. I did see a few local figure stores posting about it, like they are taking pre-orders, but I wasn't aware of this pre-order opening because I don't check Ami every day, and she wasn't available on HLJ for some reason, even though this is technically not 18 plus. At least that is how the Japanese classify which figure is 18 plus and which one isn't. This one normally wouldn't be one of those 18 plus figures. It wouldn't be in the age restricted section of anime figure sites. So what is up with this figure not available on HLJ? I guess that their staff over there are debating among themselves whether to offer this or not because it is too cultured. So what you're looking at over here, Azur Lane I-404 Dance of Crimson Strings version. This one is the special edition with a acrylic display case, almost 32,000 yen after a nice 3,500 yen discount. Normally 35,200 yen, which is pretty pricey, but at the same time, it is a unique figure. Very unique, in fact. And that is enough of a reason why I want it. July 2027 release, but if you do not want the display case, you can go for the standard version, which is a lot cheaper at 24,750 yen after discount, down from 27,500 yen. You are getting everything except the acrylic display case, so you are not losing out on much, especially if you are the type who has a very fancy custom-made glass display case. You don't need an acrylic case over your single individual figure, then you can skip that one. Yeah, you're not losing out on much. In my case, if I were to review this figure, then yes, I want everything because I want to review the whole thing, including the case. But yes, I am gonna have a hard time deciding which one to get eventually if I proceed to pre-order this one. Anigame makes excellent Azur Lane figures, and their Azur Lane figures tend to be, cheaper than other brands, but not this time. This is the second time where their price has gone up tremendously compared to the competition. The first one was Owari with that huge throne over 50,000 yen or something, and now we have another one going up to 30 plus thousand yen depending on the configuration. As long the figure turns out fine, no complaints from me. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, we are now in age restricted section. The first one here is from Pure, 1/6 scale Solar Gift Tia. 26,500 yen after a 3,000 yen discount, releasing in December 2027. Wow. 18 months of waiting. I don't think Pure takes that long to release stuff, so what is up with this one taking that long? And I love their time running RPG figures, this brand Pure, yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Oh, this is gonna sell like hotcakes. This is an Army exclusive, Tamano Kedama original illustration Lulumu Mama. So even the mom is also almost flat. 1/6 scale, 28,000 yen, releasing in October. And yes, this is fully customable, both top and bottom. If for any reason you can't get this on Army because got banned or something, or Army does not ship 18 plus figures to certain countries, my country included. If I were to try to pre-order this on Army and they look at my address, no, they don't sell it to me. They won't sell it. So I can get it on OSGK if I want to. Yep, they have it over there as well. In fact, even if Army does ship a figure like this to my country, I wouldn't take the risk because the customs are definitely going to screw over it. Yeah. Pre-order it. If you want her, pre-order it early before you regret it. Moving on to the next one, we have Naji Hanamachi 1/6 scale by Rocket Boy, 33,000 yen, releasing in November 2026. Yep, a bit generic for an edgy figure, but at least you can display her normally. No, people who don't know anything about the figure will not have any suspicions that you can cast it off. Your typical idol Gyaru character of some kind looks a bit like Gyaru to me at the same time. Yeah. And this would be the last figure on Army over here. Moving on to Ninin Game for Beautiful Insight Fort Japan figures. We have 4 of them this week. The first one is Madoka Yonagi 1/6 scale Futa fan service. Oh, this is a trap. 22,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. Idol handshake event. Are we shaking her hand or her other sausage down there? Next up, oh, I love the face on this. Beautiful Ahegao face, just that I don't trust this brand called Insight. Dragon Girl Tiamat 1/6 scale, 22,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. Third one right here, Nikan Sojo, Echi Duty Officer Minase-san, 1/4. Okay, I believe there's a 1/6 of this figure already out, right? I think this figure was already out. Yes, but different scale. This one is 52,400 yen, releasing in January. And the last one here, 1/5 scale Mayuka Uplifted Skirt Girl, 24,000 yen at 1/5, releasing in January as well. Very cute. Yep. And that would be all for genuine and licensed PVC figures on pre-order this week, though this could be PMMA, not PVC, for the case of Insight. Now we move on to third-party resin figures. On OSGK, which is also a partner of this channel together with Hobby Link Japan. If you pre-order or purchase anything from these 2 websites, please do use my affiliate links down in the description below to enter these websites, and that is how you support this channel. Of course, all of the licensed genuine PVC figures that you have just seen so far, they are also available over here on OSGK. So before I proceed with this week's new figure pre-orders for third-party stuff, let me bring back this figure for the 3rd time. 2 weeks ago, she first pre-order opened this Rosie from Arknights by German Studio, $215. Okay, so this one was incredibly popular. And then Last week, I reported on how this figure turns out to be art theft once again. Classic happens a lot. And OSGK, they have reached out to the studio and also the artist behind it on this issue, how to resolve it, and we did not have any updates last week. And incredibly, somebody at OSGK was watching my videos. Thanks a lot, and I did not expect that. This guy over here, I'm Yang, the person in charge at OSGK, their boss itself. I saw your video mentioning the design incident at German Studio. Please allow me to clarify. Through our coordination, the studio and the original illustrator reached a settlement. And the product is now fully launched and promoted with the consent of both the studio and the original illustrator. Very nice. Happy ending for everyone. I hope that the artist was being compensated nicely, like licensing the character design or the artwork in short. So happy to see this kind of resolved. And those of you guys who liked the figure a lot, you get to indirectly have the figure. Not to mention, it is now kinda licensed in a way. So after I saw this message, I replied that yes, thanks for letting me know. I'm gonna talk about it in today's video, right? Since the boss of OSGK went his way out to contact me about this matter, then I need to tell everyone about it. Yeah. So right, go and pre-order that if you really want her, this Rosie right here before before she pre-order sells out. Yeah, she's still pre-order open at the moment, 2 weeks after pre-orders first opened. Now moving on to the new stuff this week, the first section here, I'm not sure whether to classify this as a chibi figure or not. I put her in the chibi figure section, and as you can see here, her name has been censored. It is free run, obviously. Yep, the issue I brought up last week where there were potential copyright issues involving certain franchises, and now OSGK is removing the names of the character. So this one is coming from Cookie Studio and Cosmo Studio. Free rent pearl earrings, $105. No release date yet, and the height is 13 centimeters. I'm not sure if it is worth it because I've seen chibi figures of Freeran which look a bit more detailed, a bit nicer. This, by definition, I don't think this can be considered chibi figure. It is not super deformed. When I say chibi figure, I mean big head and small body, right? This is not it. But anyways, yeah, this looks like something that was sculpted by a student, an art student, rather than something that was made professionally by an experienced sculptor. So yeah, not very nice to be honest. Like there's nothing quite wrong with the figure, but detail levels and the entire figure looks a bit amateurish to pay $100 for it. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, we are now in original characters section. This figure over here, or rather any figures by We Art doing studio nowadays, you can also pre-order them on Ami if that is where I prefer to get it. Not cheap. Over in Ami, I think this is like 37,000 yen or so, but if you do the conversions, it is roughly the same price over here. So we have beer fairies and soda fairies. We are doing studio. This brand, they do a lot of concept art where they create bishoujo characters out of food in general. They have these sushi girls, and then they have what else? Ice cream girls, and then burger girls, burger fairies. There was one of their figures that came out like a couple of years ago, which went viral for being how creative and original, and they have continued with the series so far. This one happened to be beer fairies. Yeah, representing beer in general. So as usual, they offer two different versions over here. Beer version $195 and soda version $195. Oh, okay. Now this really looks like soda in a way. When I look at her from a distance. Okay. You know this studio's name, We Art Doing Studio. It is a really weird name to me. I never got used to it since day one I heard about them. I think the beer version is a lot nicer because you have orange, yellow, The color contrast here look a lot nicer in general, since the bench over here is already red color. But if you go for the soda fairies, the whole figure is reddish brown. Yeah, this is mostly personal preference, and I do think people who collect this, they would get both, right? But between the two, I think the beer one has a nicer color scheme. The next We Art Doing Studio figure is a wine cat. $195. There are two different colors, blue or red. This is the blue one and the red one. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I think the red one is a lot nicer. This kind of original art figures, I don't see myself collecting, but they are very original in the sense that there are no one else making stuff like this out there. Yeah, they are very unique. Oh, I can't zoom in. This is the most I can. But okay, I think was it Tenitol? I think it was for real, but whether it was Tenitol or not, I can't remember. Or those are price figures where they had these girls from the quintessential quintuplets sitting on top of ice cream. This is similar to that, but more unique in the sense that the entire figure is inside the wine glass. And I do wonder if this is real glass. I think it is, right? How is it even possible? Like, how did they shove the figure inside without breaking anything? I'm not sure. If it is acrylic, then that would make a bit more sense, but acrylic is not nice in the sense that, yeah, you can scratch it easily, and they might turn yellow over time. Glass is a lot better in this sense, but how is this possible? Interesting. Moving on to the next one here, we are now in anime and manga characters section. The first one here, it has been censored again, but we can all tell this is Android 18 from Dragon Ball. Yeah, by SGD Studio. $786 at 1:3 scale December release. Let's have a look. Realistic face. Oh, okay. It is articulated. Okay, so this is no different from BJD. I mean, very similar to BJD in a sense. This is a bit like a cosplayer cosplaying as Android 18. Realistic face, realistic everything. Up to you whether you like it or not. Price is reasonable for something like this at 1:3 scale. Moving on to the next one here, we have Nami from One Piece by Goddess Studio. And this is going for $180 at 1:6 scale. No release date yet. You know, normally I'm not a fan of simple swimsuit figures because they are too plain and lacking in detail. But I have to say that I like this Nami figure a lot. I'm not sure why. I think it is because the face is so well sculpted. This is genuine licensed figure territory in terms of accuracy in the sculpting. It looks perfect. The face is like a full 10 out of 10. And even though third-party brands in general are quite experienced with One Piece characters, not all of them are equal, obviously, and I like this one a lot in terms of the accuracy of the face. Moving on to the next one here, Men's VM Studio, Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer. Okay, this is a 1:4 for $200. Why is it so cheap? Yep, simple figure, right? And for this kind of figure, they are not too big because of their pose. Releasing in no release date yet. Okay, so the face is okay, fine. Looks like her, no problems. Meanwhile, for Men's VM Studio, I've seen a few of the release pictures, not release pictures, more like factory production pictures, the final production, and also pictures from people who posted after they bought the figure. This brand is okay, right? Their stuff are fine. Not top tier like Hakimi Studio. To me, Hakimi Studio nowadays is like a top tier brand. Amazing details on the figure. This is not at that level, but they are fine. The face and everything is fine. Moving on to the next one here, Hayaku Studio has Ayanami Rei and Asuka Langley from Evangelion at 1:6 and 1:4. You can get both at 1:4 for $499. $250 each for a 1:4. Nice. What about the price of 1:6? A set of two would be going for... wait, why is there no price? I think the page is not loading. Let me refresh the page for a second. There we go. I knew this is gonna happen. Okay, so let me try again. Why is the price not displaying? Oh, I forgot to click on full payment. Okay, 178 each. If you get both 299, $150 each. Okay, so this is the one. Even at 1 by 6, they are 40 plus centimeters each because of the spear. 1 by 4 scale, the height would be 73. Wow, okay. Ray is 73. Asuka 65 because of the height of the spear. Okay, let's have a closer look at the faces of these two figures. Okay, that is perfect. That is a very good Asuka face. Maybe not the best Asuka and Rei figures out there, but still really good. I can't complain anything. Okay, this is perfect. Alright, looks good to me. Releasing in December. Yep. Moving on to the next one here, another free run figure by Seven Studio. This is with, what's the name of the dude again? See, let's not say how I don't remember names of men. Even some famous characters, I forget their name as well. Anyways, 367 for two figures here, no release date yet. I wish that I get to zoom in more. Okay, this is much better. Looks good. Except the hero is already dead. They won't be going on a date like this. uh, okay. Oh, wow. What base is that? Is that like... I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. Are they... Okay. Ice skating. Oh, I see. Okay. This is not Yuri on ice. Freewen on ice. Okay. Looks good, but not my favorite Freewen figure. I've seen nicer ones from the recent weeks. Up next, okay, we have more figures from Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Two of them this week. The first one here is by the Moon Studio. You get to choose between Black Stockings and Barrel Lake version. You know, I always have a hard time choosing between Barrel Lakes and Stockings because both of them look good. It is a case-by-case basis. With this character, Yamada, I feel like Black Stockings suit her better because of her personality as a character. She's a bit wild in a way, so I think this one fits her personality more. But yeah, those nice legs are pretty nice as well. Tough choice. Face looks good to me. Last week we had 3 figures, isn't it, from this anime alone. 6 episodes isn't enough. We need more. Obviously, we need a lot more. We need a season 2, in fact. Okay, September 2026 release. I'm a bit frustrated by how at the end of episode 6, the dude has not realized that Yamada and Tayama are the same person, you know. So I want a new season. The next one here, this one actually pre-order opened last Saturday, right after I finished filming last week's figure news. EXE Studio, Sasaki and Yamada, $293 for 2 figures, good pricing there. No release date as well. Okay, this is pretty nice. The only complaint I have is that this Sasaki's tuxedo, we need some shading. This is like just plain dark blue. We need some shading. I know this is fairly low budget, less than $150 each, but we need shading on his tuxedo, on his coat regardless. Same thing can be said on the black color coat of Yamada. Face on both looks pretty good. In fact, the detail levels over here are excellent. Up next, we have Chenyu Studio Aris Boreas Grey Rat from Mushoku Tensei. Yep, Season 3 is airing in July, right? Yes, summer season anime. And I know nothing about Mushoku Tensei after Season 2 because I don't read the manga. I don't have the time for manga. So this figure is a bit like a spoiler to me. So she's going to come back sporting this short hair. Okay, $369, but that is early bird. Like, this is not yet confirmed. If I were to click on full payment over here, it is mentions here TBD, to be decided. So this price is not final. And personally, I believe this won't be $369. This is way too expensive at $369. This is more like under $300. Yeah. I mean, look at the base you're getting over here, and the height of the figure 30.5. This is 1 by 6 scale. Okay. Yeah, if this is more than $300, it would be very expensive, even with this extra coat being provided as an option, unless we're talking about two entire figures, or at least two entire torsos for you to swap out, then I suppose that a low $300 make some sense. I hope that is the case, because to give us two entire different figures just because one has this cape around her and one without, that would be a bit wasteful. Like, I'm sure none of you want to display the same figure but in double copies, two of them, just because the outfit is slightly different. It would be a different story if one is Hadaka, no clothes wearing, and the other one is in full clothes, then you would want two entire figures. But in this case, I hope it is just part swapping. And if it is part swapping, it shouldn't cost $369. Yeah. Face looks pretty good though. I don't have any complaints. Up next, okay, this is very nice. From Lolicool Studio, we have Aris Boreas Grey Rat again, but Bright series. Okay. With DLC $278, without DLC $263. Yeah, DLC is referring to this cute thing up here. No cast off for you, unfortunately. But Lolico Studio has never made any cast off figures as far as I remember. They go for some fan service, but not cast off. This is very good. She reminds me of Shana a bit. We do have a very good Shana figure this week, but this figure does remind me of Shana a bit. So with Lolico Studio figures in general, if you want it, pre-order it early. A lot of their Blue Archive figures, yeah, they sold out. Completely sold out. And if you go to Taobao and hunt for it, if you can find the actual figure, the price has skyrocketed. Or you come across the bootlegs. Yes, even the Chinese bootleg PVC figure brands, they bootleg Lolico Studios figures a lot. So pre-order it if you want her. Up next, we have Marin Kitagawa, censored again, from Girls House GK Studio, $265, releasing in December. And once again, we have another beautiful third-party Marin Kitagawa figure, where the face is virtually perfect, like full 10 out of 10. So I'm sticking to my own personal conspiracy theory, which I brought up 2 weeks ago, where the third parties took the genuine figures and scanned their face with a 3D scanner and just copied it. Most likely that is what happened. Anyways, not complaining as long the figure turns out good and worth the money. Yep, I would take that. I would take a 3D scanned face over something that turns out to be a train wreck. Yeah, this is beautiful. Moving on to the next one, another Marin Kitagawa figure. Yep, I have to cover up her backside. Even though this is not cast offable, you can't remove her clothes, which is a shame. It is just, the outfit is a bit revealing, that's about it. $225, including the sofa, which is a very good good price, and releasing in March 2027. That shy face over there, perfect, beautiful. I hope that the blush is still there in the final product. Some figures, their blushes on the face, they mysteriously disappear or become less obvious in the final product. Next up over here, Box Chi Studio Chainsaw Man, Reze, obviously. This is an action figure. $244, releasing in March. Okay, so I just want to check out the face. Okay, this is seamless action figure, which means sometimes the joints can look a bit funny. And this elbow over here does look really weird to me. From an human anatomy standpoint, it looks weird, it looks unnatural, but this is normal for action figures like this, right? It really depends on how you post them, and yep, I'm not a fan of this seam line around the wrist, as if we can do anything about it, because you need replaceable parts, right? Depending on how you want her hand to be open or closed or grabbing something. Face is on the realistic side, yeah. Price $244 for 1x6 is about right for something at 1x6 scale with joints inside, metallic joints. Moving on to the next one, we have Power from Chainsaw Man by NY Studio, $154, no release date yet. And I would say don't bother with this one, not very good. The face, the The entire figure, in fact, looks a bit too skinny, as if she is malnourished, not eating enough or something. Yeah, the waist is a tad bit too skinny. Power is not that skinny, I think. I mean, she is very slim for sure, but this is borderlining on looking a bit underweight. Yeah, and it is just plain black bikini. I know that you can cast it off. This is cast offable, but I don't think it is worth it. Moving up next, this is one of the main highlights this week, and she was extremely popular when I shared it on social media, but at the same time, how many people knows about Shakugan no Shana in 2026? It is kind of a legendary anime, season 1 to season 3 between years 2010 to 2008. The first season was 2008, I think. And then there was one 2010, and then the third season is like year 2013 or so. Yeah, people were a bit disappointed, or they had mixed reactions about the ending by season 3, but it is still a legendary anime in terms of tsundere characters in general. No, the voice actress or seiyuu Rie Kugimiya, who is responsible for many iconic tsundere characters. Shana is one of them. Yeah. So with this Shana figure, if you look closer, this is pretty much genuine licensed figure level of accuracy of the face sculpt. This is as good as it gets. It looks really like her, especially with the art style we saw in season 3, right? So I can understand why people like this so much, but only the old timers like me will have some nostalgia when we say or see Shana. So not sure how many people are going to get this, but at the same time, I really appreciate IM Studio for making something like this because, yeah, these are old school anime characters in a way. I think old school is a bit much. This is from year 2010. It is not that old school compared to Sailor Moon, but still, yeah, calling this, calling Shana old school, what does that tell us? Yeah, number one, I'm getting old, and number two, man, time really flies. It has been more than a decade after all. Moving on to the next one. This is one of the main highlights this week, in my opinion at least, because we are getting a 1x4 scale Tanya the Grey Chaff from Saga of Tanya the Evil, or Yojo Senki, right? Coming from Masterpiece Kinetic Studio, which I have never heard of. Are there any 1x4 scale Tanya figures? I don't think so, right? Not even from Free Ink. $367 at 1x4, reasonable, not released it yet. And okay, I think this is based off the manga art style, but very good. I can't remember whether this is similar to the anime, but regardless of whether it matches the manga or the anime, it looks a lot like Tanya, so very nice. And we do have texture on her outfit, on her military uniform. One of the best Tanya figures already. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here from Sexy Studio, we have Ilya's Viel von Ansben from Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilya. Okay, this is an early bird pre-order, no price or release date yet, December release, but she looks really good already, and you'll get two head sculpts, one without the veil covering her face. Unfortunately, there are no signs of cast off over here. This is all you'll get. Still pretty hot. I don't mind that at all. Next figure here, Demon Core Studio, Tosaka Rin and Saber from Fate Stay Night, where you can get both for $347. If you get each of them separately, $196, not worth it. And their poses are meant not to complement each other, obviously, so you get both, right? And yep, Tosaka Rin with a really blushed, shy face. No genuine figures of her look like that. Yeah. Release date is okay. We don't have a release date again. I really hate how common this is with third-party figures. But Demon Core Studio is not a new name, has been around for a long time, so don't really have to worry too much about this brand. Moving on to the next one here from Tofo Figure Studio, Kotori Itsuka from Date Alive, $286 releasing in September. And is this 1x7? Scale is not mentioned, but the height is 29. That is okay. That is including the base. So this could be anywhere between 1x7 to 1x6. I wonder if this is a recast, because Tofo Figure Studio does recast from time to time. It does look like a recast to me. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, you know? Yeah. And I find it interesting that the genuine figure brands keep spamming Kurumi and occasionally Yatogami Toka, but most of them ignored Kotori. But in the recent weeks, the third parties keep spamming Kotori figure. I find that to be pretty interesting. Up next, okay, Beast Studio is back with Guna Pokemon figures. This one is really good. I kind of want one myself, even though I'm not a fan of Pokemon. Please enjoy Marnie in the restaurant Pokemon. $244 releasing in March 2027. Price is reasonable considering we're getting an entire bathroom over here and a lot of bukake. So yes, I want it badly, but man, budget. Beast Studio. I mean, they have made so many Guna Pokemon figures, but this is probably my favorite one so far. Up next, we have Candy Studio Shiki Natsume from Cafe Stella, $226 releasing in September. Yes, this September, 3 months away. Okay, I don't know Cafe Stella characters very well, so I really can't comment on whether this is similar to the character or not in the game. But if I would compare her to the recent pre-orders from Alice Glint, the genuine licensed PVC figures, there are some slight differences with the face. They are not identical. And which one is more accurate? Of course, I'm leaning towards the Alice Glint one. But sometimes, depending on various factors, like, is this based on what she looks like in the game? Is this based on a cover art or an artwork by a different artist? Then it could differ, right? Overall, the figure looks nice, just that I really don't know how to judge the face over here. Moving on to the next one here, ACGN02 Studio again, Yuyuko Saigyoji from Toho Project. This is very expensive, 1/7 scale at $365 December release, and I know that this is extremely detailed. I'm not sure if I can justify the price though, because $365 can buy me a nice 1/4 scale resin already, yeah. But I understand how complex this figure is. Whether it is a recast or not, I'm not sure, but 1/7 scale is a bit of a red flag over there. And that pissed off face is probably the best part about the figure, rather than the details. Moving on to the next one, ACGN02 Studio again. Baoban Seed from FGO, $291 at 1/7, releasing in December. Yep, probably recast again. We did have scale figure announcements, right? Was it from QSQ or Max Factory? I can't remember. There was a scale figure of her announced at least a year ago, if not longer, and until now we have not heard anything. There are price figures of her out already. Was it Sega Luminasta? I might be wrong, but there are price figures of her already. This one looks good, and this one deserves a proper PVC scale figure from a licensed figure brand. QSQ, Amako ni. Anyone, please? Up next, we have another FGO figure, Lilith, another figure that needs a genuine version by Elf Studio, 1/7 scale, probably recast, releasing this December. Is this like an evil version of Melusine or something? Demon version. I couldn't tell this is a FGO character at all. Couldn't tell. It could have been from any random dark fantasy game, but I like the character design a lot. It reminds me of the 4th Ascension Melusine a bit. Yeah, the one with the dragon wings. Okay, moving on to the next one here. We have 2 Blue Archive figures this week. The first one is Misono Mika from Undecember Studio, $263 for the painted one. You can buy the white mold, and this is 1/7 releasing in December. And the fact that you can buy the unpainted version, plus it is a white 1/7, this is probably recast. Yes. So Undecember Studio though, never heard of this brand before. And what kind of name is Undecember? What kind of name is that? Up next, we have Crown Studio. They actually do a lot of Guna figures. This is 1/6 scale Sukatsuki Ryo Dancer version from Blue Archive. $263, December 2027 release. Yes, 18 months wait. Yeah, spoiled for choice at this point with this character Ryo from Blue Archive. If you want a Guna figure of her, there are so many options. This one is in the middle of the pack, not too unique in my opinion. Moving on to the next one from Honkai Star Rail, we have Swimsuit Firefly by Chord Studio. You can have her at 1x4 for only $284. Meanwhile, the 1x6 scale is going for $178. As for the face, looks identical, looks like her, no problems, just that there is no release date again. And one minor complaint, yeah, the colors on this figure are a bit diluted and dull looking. But other than that, looks very good to me. 1x4. Go for 1x4 since the price is only $284. Up next, we have a bunch of Wuthering Waves figures here. The first one here is Dania by Crystal Lotus Studio. And the price is not yet fixed. Early bird pre-order. No price or release date, but expected price to be around $525, which for two figures is reasonable. And this is the only picture we have, but pretty high resolution. The face looks good on both. Okay, this looks way better than I expected. Wow. So with this base and two figures, $525, that's really good price, man. Yeah. Okay. I don't play the game, obviously, so I'm not sure what the context is over here because Dania, there seems to be two different versions of her, which appear to be Dania for both. Yeah. Of course, one of you is going to tell me to go and play the game. But seriously, being a guy with a full-time job, 9 to 6 job, 5 days a week, 5.5 days a week actually, Saturday half day, and I'm pushing out 3 videos a week on YouTube. I need time to play games, but I'm not sure where to find it. Moving on to the next one here, Leo Studio Changli from Wuthering Waves. Okay, no price or release date yet. Release date is actually December 2026. Okay, and the pose is a bit suggestive, though there are nothing exposed. She is fully clothed, but I put two poor cats over there because, YouTube's algorithm. I know how AI works, right? If the AI detects a human face combined with an M-shaped leg, right, then it is going to get triggered for sure. These things, they go by pattern and shape recognition after all, so I'm putting in two cats over there just to throw off the AI a bit. Hopefully it helps. This kind of figure is perfectly allowed on YouTube, just that depending on what kind of moderators you get, they might have a problem with it. Yeah, even though there's no nudity at all over here. Anyways, Changli, there is a skill figure of her coming out, isn't it? Later this year, around September. Genuine licensed PVC figure. And I have decided to get my hands on Wuthering Waves figures. So in my next figure haul video, no, not the JP Fans one, my own purchases, which the next one would be in July, you may see me reviewing and unboxing Wuthering Waves figures for the first time. Yes. Moving on to the next one here, Fluidalis from Wuthering Waves by Hyperion Studio. $310 for all of these, including the arch, is reasonable, I guess. And that's at 1x4. Okay. What about the price of the 1x6? $199 for all of these. Great price. And the face looks great too. So far, I have yet to see a bad face of Fluidalis from any third parties, just that some are a bit better than the others. This one looks good as well. Up next, we have New Age Studio OL, Cantarella, and Lucilla from Wuthering Waves. So they took the same body, changed the color a bit, and replaced the head with a different character, and you have two different figures of two different characters, which I'm not sure if I like that because it feels like buying the same figure twice, and if I had to choose between the two, obviously I am going to choose Cantarella, which is the nicer looking character over here. You can get both for $348, but if you buy only either one, the price would be $198. Yes, the value is not as good, but I'm not sure if I like the idea of buying two very similar figures either. And I just made a mistake calling this Cantarella. This is Lucilla. Wait, this is Lucilla? Isn't this Cantarella? Did I get things wrong, or did OsGK get things wrong over here? I thought this character with the blue color gradient hair and wearing glasses, I thought this is Cantarella. Anyways, this is the one I prefer. This picture right here. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Samsung Studio. Out of so many words and names you can come up with when you start your own anime figure company, you used Samsung. I know. I know. Just because they used the same name as the smartphone electronics company, it does not mean it is necessarily a problem, you know. For example, Ferrari and that prancing horse logo, there are many other products out there that uses a horse in their logo, and Ferrari couldn't do anything about it. Though that is the case for a logo, but what about names, Samsung? Like, is this a problem for them in the future? I'm not sure, but seriously, man. So this is an early bird pre-order, no price or release date yet. Yinlin from Wuthering Waves. So for Yinlin, I am going to wait for the one that is currently on pre-order by a Chinese brand. Was it Hanabi? Yes, I want that one. I really want it. And the last figure for today, this is incredible. I like this a lot. Dawn Studio Ye Shun Guang from Zenless Zone Zero. A version. So there's a version B that is not yet on pre-order. $311 for this one, releasing in December. So this one looks perfect. The face is perfect. We have a lot of details on the outfit, a sword, and beautiful base. Man, this is the best third-party figure this week. The best one. Yeah, I saved the best for the last. So that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early, or which one will you wait until after release? Let me know down in the comments below. Or maybe you don't have anything you're interested in this week, because yeah, there are not much genuine figures this week. So thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. More like every few days. Until then, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.